Hey everyone, it's Mel. Welcome or welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited because I want to show you what I use in my garden to help make it more full, grow it big, pink, beautiful blooms. And I am going to use only seeds. We're going to start our garden with all seeds. It's cost effective. It's a really great way to try different plants to see what you like, to see what works well in your area, and not, spend some of the prices that we now have to pay in our either local nursery or in the big box stores. So let's take a look to see what I have in store. I'm super excited. I ordered for the first time zinnias from seed. And I ordered from Florette's Flower Farm. I think we all know Erin. Some of us know Erin at, not personally, right? You know her from her great story. She and her husband started their own business, and they sell seeds now, and have been for a bit. I am so excited because the first packet we have is Dawn Creek Blush. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll put a picture up on the screen as well. Holding that up good. These zinnias, oh my gosh, together they look just perfect. It looks like a big cheek that's blushing. It's really pretty pink, shades of soft pinks and dark pinks. And these are annuals, so I'll have to plant these or sow these seeds every year, but that's okay because it's too cold in my zone for them to come back. But this will also allow me some fun. I can maybe next year try a different kind, a different color if I want. So you have a little bit of fun without sort of the commitment, the long-term commitment of having them come back every year. But let me give you just some stats on the zinnia seeds. They like full sun, the zinnia plants. And what I also really like that Florette does, they have all this information for you in the back, even how to grow these seeds, the planting depth, which is just 1/4. They're really light, fine seeds. So you just sprinkle them on top of the soil. And you just want to pat them in. You don't want to put too much soil on top because they need light to grow, to germinate. Germination soil temperature around 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So that means these are going to go on my heat mat, and I am going to use these little cups that I purchased. I didn't mean to purchase such small cups, but I did. And you know what? That's okay. I'm going to use them, and I'll probably put about maybe 2 to 3 seeds in each cup. They're like little shot glasses. I'll have a shot of a zinnia seed, please. So I'll do that. And I have a few other colors I didn't bring over here, but that's going to be fun. So planting depth, I digress, 1/4. And germination days really quick, 3 to 5 days to germinate. That is like almost instant gratification there, which I'm really excited about. They'll take a few days, a few months to grow to maturity, about 3 months. But hey, we're in spring, right? And so by the time we get to mid to late summer, that'll be the 3-month mark, and we can start seeing when other things sort of start getting so tired and looking a little worn during the mid to end summer. These zinnias are going to refresh your garden, new beautiful pink flowers. I'm so excited about that. So again, just really quickly, full sun, germination in 5 days, and they get really tall too. It says here 48 to 56 inches in height. That's pretty tall. That's almost 5 feet. 60 inches is 5 feet. So I'm excited about that. These are an annual, so we can try something different next year. And again, from Florette is the Zinnia Appalachian Glow. I'll put a picture of that as well on the camera. And so this batch, while not as pink, does have some variation of purple in there. So I'm, curious to see how that's going to come out in my garden too. Same stats, 5 days to germinate. And you want to plant them once you are ready to transplant them into your garden, about 9 to 12 inches apart. That's quite far. So they're probably going to get really big. I'm excited. It's my first time growing zinnia from seeds. And what is actually so cool and a really nice touch by Floret Farms, when you order your seeds, you get this lovely brochure with your seed packets. Isn't that awesome? I mean, first of all, the cover, how beautiful is the cover? And just giving you really great ideas of what you can do with your zinnias. I don't know. I think that's really cute. You can use like mason jars that you have around the house or any glass jars, glass cups, right? And use those to as a vase to hold your flowers. Oh my gosh, it's a really pretty like it's not story time, but a really well done, well made brochure or booklet. And also she puts in here step by step how to grow your seeds. I mean, she gives it all to you. I love that. Thank you, Erin, for being so detailed and sharing the pretty colors with us in the booklet. So I'm excited about the zinnias. Okay, next up, my next annual, again in the purple pink color shade family is, and again, this is an annual, Gomphrena. Look at that. I'll put the picture on the screen. I'm going to stop doing that. I'll put the picture on the screen. And I ordered this from Amazon. The company is called Outsider Pride, outsiderpride.com. And there are 1,000 seeds in this seed packet. Now, will 1,000 come up? I don't know, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to clear out a nice big patch in the back somewhere in the way back that needs some color. And I'm just going to sprinkle it all around, tap, tap, tap very lightly. I'm not going to cover it up with mulch because I want to give the seeds a really good opportunity to come up and germinate and not have to go against wood to come up through the mulch. So this one is a really fast germination date too, 7 to 10 days, almost 2 weeks. That's nothing. We can wait for that, right? Full sun, just like our zinnia seeds. And yeah, do not cover, press onto the soil. Okay, good. They have really good planting directions in the back of this packet too, which is nice. Full sun, well draining soil. This is great. So we'll also put this in our C cups. And we'll put them on the heat mat. And then here in a couple of weeks or 10 days, we grow them up and we'll put them in our garden. Okay, the next one. So I'm now moving over to perennials, which are flowers that come back every year, plants that come back every year. And the first one up is a biennial, which is my foxglove. Oh, foxgloves. Now, I planted for the first time last year, foxglove. I went to the store because I wanted to get a few for the garden. I just love their tall, spiky, beautiful frame, the stature, the structure of it. But the price for one plant, I was like, are you kidding me? I need a lot of these. I'm not going to pay $24.99 for multiple. I was outraged. So I ordered some seeds online and crossed my fingers, and they came up so beautifully. And I'm going to do it again this year, planting seeds. Not all of them come up. That's why they're biennial. Not all of them will bloom the first year you plant the seed. They will bloom in the second year. Yeah. But there are 2 that I know of that will bloom in the first year that you plant the seed. And that's the show that I got. Sorry. I get too excited. That's the show that I got last year. It's the Camelot mix. And there's a new mix that I'm ordering. I'll put the name up on the screen because I'm forgetting now. But I have experience with the Camelot mix, so I'm going to speak to that because that's what I planted last year. And it was the Camelot lavender. And the scientific name of this flowers, if you're interested in that, is Digitalis purpurea. And they get tall also, 48 inches. They like sun but can tolerate some shade. I find that if they have more sun than shade, they'll do better. It says partial shade. I don't know. I like more sun. So we're gonna plant these. How deep do we want to go here? It doesn't say on the cover. I'm trying to remember how deep. You know, a little trick that you can use if you're not too sure, you can tell by how fine the seed is, if it's like really light and thin and almost like if you do that, it blows away. Don't go very deep, right? So it's probably 1/4 of an inch deep, or maybe even 1/8 of an inch deep. This one takes a bit longer to germinate. This is 20 to 30 days germination, which is just a month, but I want it now. But we can wait, right? Keep moist until germination. We know that. We don't want our seeds to dry out. Yes, I'm really excited. I had such a good experience with the seed packet last year. This is also from Outside Pride, not Outside of Pride, OutsidePride.com. Purpurea, Digitalis purpurea Camelot mix. Here, though, is a little warning label for foxgloves. This plant can be poisonous if you have pets, even to yourself when you're planting or transplanting your start. You want to make sure you wear gloves. You may have an allergic reaction to either the flower or the stem or the leaf. So just a little word of warning, is considered poisonous. And I think if you're on heart medication, you want to be careful for that as well. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. Don't just follow my advice. Look it up for yourself. Google it. Just to make sure that you are safe. Okay. All right. The next one up is one of my favorites. And I don't know if you can see my shirt. You can tell it's one of my favorites. This is Echinacea. Echinacea or purple coneflower or Echinacea purpurea is an annual plant, or excuse me, perennial plant. And she comes back every year with big, beautiful pink blooms. This plant requires full sun. And depending on the variety, the type that you have, this one can get really tall. I can get almost 5 feet. The one that I planted 3 last year. They actually got so tall, and I get really windy here that the wind sort of knocked them down to the ground. So I'll probably have to do some staking up this year, live and learn. But they get really tall, really big and beautiful, almost 5 feet. So maybe about 4.5. And I mean, the flower petals on these flowers, on the Echinacea or purple coneflower, are just beautiful. The pollinators love them. They can reseed themselves. I mean, this flower just does everything for you in your garden. This is a late bloomer, though. It will bloom around mid to late summer. So just be mindful when you're planting it. Make sure you plant. I would recommend that you plant them around other flowers that bloom a little earlier so that you have a stagger of blooms, just to keep that blooming look going in your garden. So some stats on the Echinacea. Also, do not plant these seeds deep, 1/4. You want to plant them roughly 18 to 24 inches apart. Yeah, like 2 feet apart, because they will spread. They need elbow room, a little room to move around. So just be mindful of that when you're planting each plant. Don't plant them too close together. They need space, and they need some air circulation so that they don't get disease, right? I suffer with so many different things in my garden, but one of the things we want to look out for is what's the one? I am blinking on this one. I'll put the name on the screen. And this one only takes 10 to 20 days to germinate, but again, that's less than a month. We can wait for that, right? Soil temperature 65 to 70. So again, we'll put this on a heat mat and put it on the sunny side of your garden. It loves full sun, can't get enough of it. Echinacea purpurea. Okay, our next perennial is hibiscus. This is, again, outsidepride.com. And this is a white hibiscus. I don't have any white hibiscus in my garden. I have the big pink dinner plate hibiscus by Proven Winners and the different variations, summerific and thisrific and that. I can't remember all of the names, but I have them in my garden and oh my goodness. They are also late summer bloomers, but every year, without fail, they come back, they bloom beautifully, and they just add such a, not whimsy, I don't think whimsy is the right term for it, but just a really spectacular show in your garden. Again, when it's late in the summer, things are tired out because it's so hot and the heat and all those things. Hibiscus will bloom for you beautifully. But the one thing I did sort of learn with hibiscus is that you have to keep them watered nicely. Do not let the soil dry out. Obviously, you don't want to drown them in water, but if they get too dry, the buds will dry up and fall off, and then you won't get any blooms. So just be careful with that. But all in all, hibiscus, beautiful. I'm going to try to grow them from seed. This will be my first time trying it out, so I don't have any experience with it. I'll keep you posted. But hey, why not? Again, I have so much area that I have to cover, so much ground space that I have to cover, and I need to be a little bit economical about my garden and just, be careful with overspending, which is so easy to do when you love all the flowers out there. So I'm going to try it from seed. What do I have to lose, right? All right, let's look at the stats for our white hibiscus. Oh yeah, they can get really wide. So you want to plant them roughly 3 feet apart. Let's see, plant 1 to 2. So it's nice that they give you the germination rate here too. They advise that you use at least 2 seeds for good germination. Keep the seeds moist. We already know that. And the average germination time is 14 to 21 days. So, 2 to 3 weeks, not bad at all. And again, they love full sun. Cover lightly. Seeds should be visible. So that means you just sprinkle it on top of your soil. You don't put soil on top of the seeds. You just pat it down with your hands, water nicely, and that's it. And give them some light too. I like planting or sowing my seeds under grow lights because a lot of seeds do require light to grow. Some don't, but I keep the lights on anyway because I don't want to have to remember, oh, this one doesn't need light. Oh, this one does need light. Let's put them all under the light. What do we have to lose by being safe? All right, the next one up is this Crackerjack marigold. This Crackerjack marigold is a beautiful, almost fire orangey color. If you can see that well there, good. But marigold for me is like helpful in so many ways, but 2 that I can mention. Obviously, the color is going to give your garden a really great. I prefer mostly pink to purplish plants in that color scheme, but this orange color will really give your garden a nice pop. I plant the marigolds in my veggie garden because it also helps to attract the good insects and deter the bad ones. I don't want to call it insect bad, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The ones that go after your greens, right? Or aphids and the things like that. So try marigolds. You're going to get good color, good pop of color, and then you're also going to get good insects to your garden. All right, let's look at the stats. Again, this is a really light, don't plant it too deep, 1/4. Yeah, because they're so light. You're not going to be able to see this on the camera, but it's almost like, oh my gosh. It's almost like, you can't see. I'm not going to even try it. Like you don't even have anything in your hand. I mean, it's like a feather almost. It's wild, but that's why you're not supposed to plant. They recommend you don't plant them deep because they're so light, so airy. They don't need they don't need to be buried in the soil to germinate. Full sun, germinates in 5 to 7 days. This is instant gratification. I love it. Crackerjack marigold. All right. Last one on my list for now. This is list number 1. And I got this as a gift in the mail from someone who was really sweet to send them. And so I don't have any experience with this plant either, but these are called lupins. Isn't that pretty? I love that name, lupin. I don't know why. It just sounds like it can be someone's name. But so lupin is a perennial that comes back every year, and they have really big, tall, like spiky almost blooms. And this is purple. Again, this is a full sun. I'm going to have so many, half my garden that gets the side with the full sun is going to be popping with beautiful blooms. I have to start stepping my game up on my the shady side of my garden. And I have a bunch of hostas. I'm growing also, maybe I should show you guys. It doesn't look so pretty right now. I'm growing also Brunnera not from seed, but from not starts, bare roots. Oh my gosh. Just from the bare roots, I'm growing Brunnera. So I am trying to step up my shade garden game, but it just so happens that all of the beautiful pink flowers that I really like require full sun. So we have the lupin here. They require full sun. Okay, so let's note this about the lupin seeds. They recommend that you soak the seeds for 1 to 2 days before planting. And these seeds must be big. I didn't open the packet because I didn't want to lose any of them. I think only 10 come in here, 25. So soak them for 1 to 2 days and then plant them at least a 1/2 inch down in the soil. So whereas the other seeds, it's like 1/4, 1/8, this is a 1/2 inch. So that means the seeds are probably really big and require good coverage from the soil. Again, these are perennials. Oh, but these will bloom in late spring. Isn't that nice? Okay, so that's good. So although this is going to be these will also be on the sunny side, these will bloom in late spring. I gotta get going. It's already mid-spring. I'm gonna get these in the soil. But like the echinacea, the hibiscus, the foxgloves, those will all be mid to late summer. So we can definitely plant these together because they require the same lighting. But our lupins will sort of get the show started for us first. And then we can see later all of the, my accent just came out later. We can see all of the other flowers that will bloom in late summer. Okay, how many days? 14 to 60 days of germination. Huh. All right, let's see about that. But anyway, I'm excited. Lupin. Okay, I've never had lupins before. Well, that does it for now. I'm going to get the seeds in our seed starting mix, put them in our little fun shot cups for the seed starting, and I will keep you, of course, posted on the development. I will show you once they start to germinate, and then when we are ready to transplant them in the garden. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today, and yeah, take care.